McCartney beams on the back cover of his self-titled debut solo album. Paul has previously explained his glee in that snapshot. The historic lawsuit in which he sued his fellow Beatles may have inspired his charming grin. The CD also featured one of Paul's most well-known love songs. Paul filed a lawsuit against the Beatles in 1970, as reported by NBC News. The terms of the contract, which granted the Beatles' manager Alan Klein complete financial authority, were challenged by him. Paul was told that he had to sue the band because he, Klein, was irrelevant to the case. Paul was all fine with suing John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr in the process because he felt it was better for all of them in the end. Paul recalls that he was the only one of the Fab Four who didn't like Klein at the time. In an interview with Uncut for the year 2020, Paul was questioned if the cover of his album McCartney accurately reflected his true feelings. "I was really happy, yeah," he said. The Beatles had turned into a business machine, and ever since Alan Klein had shown up, doing business with them had been a miserable experience. It started to feel like a chore. "You were fighting for your existence, for your livelihood," he elaborated. Each of us had contributed to the team's success. We'd all made millions off of record sales. We anticipated having fun with this in the near future. It was suddenly in danger. It was against my will, but I had to go and battle it. Paul discussed the reception to his case. "It was a very unpopular move, stopping this guy," he admitted. "But we did stop him, and they all acknowledged that years and years after. Now Yoko Ono and Olivia Harrison will be like, 'Wow, fantastic job you did that, Paul,' because they understood its worth." He concluded, "The Beatles joining iTunes was never going to happen." Alan Klein would have accessed iTunes. However, when that happened, we made the decision to get the hell out of there. McCartney spent 3 consecutive weeks at the top of the Billboard 200 album chart and totaled 50 weeks on the list. 2 follow-up albums, McCartney 2 and McCartney 3, were named after the original. That album's most well-known track is "Maybe I'm Amazed." One cover of the song spent 13 weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. Even now, it is widely regarded as one of Paul's best solo works. McCartney reached number 2 in the UK and stayed there for 33 weeks, as reported by the official charts company. Meanwhile, "Maybe I'm Amazed" never charted in the UK. Paul McCartney's breakthrough album, McCartney, was inspired by a happy period in his life.